Yeah, good morning, all of you guys. So, in the last session, we completed with the chapter number one. And in the chapter number one, what are the topics we discussed? I will give the complete summary of previous session, and then we can go ahead with the today's session. I'm giving the summary of last session. So last session we discussed about what is programming language and what is language, what is language, and what is the difference between language and programming language. Okay, what is the difference between language and programming language? Programming language, and after we discussed about what is Java, and we discussed about Java history. Okay, which version we are using currently, and what is the Java history? So that we discussed, and after that we discussed what is the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay, and next we discussed about how to download and install JDK software, JDK software, and next we discussed about Java program structure, Java program structure, and we discussed about Java program execution flow, Java program execution flow, Java program execution flow, and translators, translators. We discussed about translators. So in Java, we have three types of translators: interpreter, compiler, and assembler. So these are the areas which we discussed in the last session. Okay, this is comes under the category of chapter number one. So I shared the syllabus as well, and today we can go ahead with the chapter number two. Chapter number two. In the chapter number two, so we can go ahead with the variables and data types, variables and data types. And here we will discuss in the agenda of chapter number two, variables, data types, and user defined keywords. I would say predefined keywords, also called as reserved keywords, and identifiers, and Java naming Java naming conventions. Also, you can say naming standards, naming standards, naming standards. Okay, so these are the topics will be discussed in the chapter number two. So we can go ahead with the variables. What does it mean by variables? So variables are the container which are used to variables are the container variables are the container which are used to store the values store the values which are used to store the values store the values. So here we need to specify type of variable we need to specify type of variable to store the data to store the data to store the data for specify type of data to specify to specify type of data we have data types concept we have data types in Java. Are you guys clear with my statements? So variables are the container which are used to store the values which are used to store the values, and we need to specify type of variable to store the data, and to specify the type of data we have the data types in Java. We have data types Java. There is a concept like variable declaration and variable initialization. Variable declaration and variable initialization. Variable declaration. Variable declaration where we will declare the name of the variable and of name of the variable. For example, the syntax for this variable declaration is the syntax for the variable declaration is variable data type, variable declaration. We can mention the data type, and variable name. For example, if I mention like this, so here I am doing declaration. So I am mentioning clearly what kind of data the variable has to store, and I am giving the name for the variable. This is the variable name, and this is the data type. This is the data type. Okay. So variable declaration meaning declaring the data type, and variable name is called variable declaration. Variable declaration. Okay. Next we have the concept that is variable initialization. Variable initialization. Variable initialization meaning assigning the value to the variable is called variable initialization. We are assigning the value to the variable. The syntax for this one is age equal to, if I mention like some 20 is the age, and this is the value. The value is 20. This 20 I am assigning to the variable age. Variable name is the age. I am assigning this 20 to the age. This is called initialization. Initialization meaning assigning the value to the specific variable is called initialization. Initialization. These two you can write in single line also. That is called variable declaration and initialization. Variable declaration and initialization. Initialization. Variable declaration and initialization. These two you can write in a single line also. That the syntax I can write here. The syntax one is, I can say, data type and variable name. Variable name equal to value. This is the syntax. So that I can write like this. Data type is the int and variable name is the age, and I am mentioning the size age is 25. This is called variable declaration and initialization. Are you guys clear with my statements? We are discussing about the variables. Variables are the container which are used to store the values. We need to specify type of variable to store the data. To specify the type of data, we have data types in Java. So in the variable, it is having two parts. One is variable declaration. In the variable declaration, we will declare what kind of the data it has to be stored, and variable name which is used to access the variables, and variable initialization is used to assign the value to the variable, assign the value to the variable. Okay, assign the value to the variable declaration and initialization, data type and variable name, and we will mention the value. So this is variable initialization meaning assigning the value to the variable is called initialization. Next we have the data types. Data types. So data types, what is the purpose of data types? Data types are used to specify the type of data, specify the type of data, specify the type of data, specify the type of data. So in Java, we have two types of data types. Two types of data types. One is primitive, and the second one is primitive data types, and the second one is non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. Okay, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types also called as user-defined data types. User-defined data types, and also called as reference data. There are multiple, there are other names as well. Reference data types. This is a reference data types. Data types to specify the type of data. To specify the type of data. In Java, we have two types of data types. One is the primitive data type, second one is the non-primitive data types, or also you can say user defined data types, or also you can say a referenced data type. Referenced data type. Now let us go with primitive data types. Primitive data type. So primitive data type basically primitive data types are the immutable. So few points we'll try to understand. Immutable. Immutable meaning we cannot change the value. 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 And it can hold only single value. Primitive data types can hold only single value. Primitive data type, primitive data type can hold can hold single value, single value, single value. I give the diagram for this one. Basically, I can take MS Paint. So where in the MS Paint, where basically here I would like to take data types. Guys, my screen is visible for everyone. Data types and so in the data types, which is divided into two types. One is primitive data types, and second one is non-primitive. Okay. Again, primitive data types, it is divided into four groups. Four groups based on the data type. Primitive data types is divided into four groups. One is integer group. I can say one is integer group. This integer group also called as number group. And the second one is, I would say, decimal group. And the third one is boolean group. Third one is character group. And fourth one is boolean group. Boolean group. Are you guys clear with my statements? Number group. So it is again, it is divided into four. One is, I would say, short, int, long. Next, short, int, long, byte. This is the byte. Okay. Next, this is int and long. Int long. So what is the difference? So the purpose of short, byte, int, long. So all data type purposes to store the number values only. Then what is the difference? The difference is only the size. The difference is only the size. For example, you can assume this is with respect to some, uh, you can compare with the water bottles. Normally, it can hold only half liter. Okay, the capacity of this shot is it can hold half liter water bottle, 1 liter, 1.5 liter, and 2 liters. The same way, basically, here also it can store the values based on the size. Only the difference is size. Purpose of short, byte, int, long. The purpose is to store the numbers only. To store the numbers only. Okay. Okay. The range also will be there, and in the interview perspective, they will ask default values for the number. For short is the 0, byte is the 0, int is the 0, and long is the 0. So the default values for all the number type is 0. All the numbers type is 0. And the range of values it can allow the values minus 127 to 128 This is the range. So apart from this, if you try to add, for example, some 300, then it will throw the error. It will throw the error and the size. This is the 8 bytes, 16. This is the 4 byte. This is the 4 byte. 4 byte, and this is 8 byte, and this is the 16 byte. Okay, and the range is also, this is approximately 32,000, and this is some big number to compare to this one, and this is the big number compared to this one. Only the difference is the size. And default values for all the number type is the 0. And next we have the decimal, and it will return the decimal values. In the decimal values, where basically we have, there are two types basically, so I can mention like as okay. So a decimal, float and double. Next we have float up. Float up. The default value for the double is 0.0d, 0.0d, and the default value for the float is 0.0f, 0.0f, and double capacity is 8 byte, 8 byte, and here also the capacity of this one is, the float capacity is 16 byte, 16 byte. So character, it can store the character values. The data type is the char, and it can store the value. It can store the value characters only. It can store the values characters only, and characters only. Next, the default value for the characters is null values. Null values is the default values. Next, where we have boolean. Boolean, it will return the true or false. It will return the true or false. It will return the true or false. True or false. This is with respect to primitive data types. The same thing, I can show you the document as well. We get the better clarity on that. Yeah, you can see here. The variables are used to store the data during the program execution, and we need to specify the type of variable to store the data. Okay, and the next one is to specify the type of data. We will use data types. To declare the variable in Java, we can use following the syntax. Okay, and data types. Data types are used to specify the type of data. Data types are divided into two categories: primitive data type and non-primitive data type. Primitive data type, this is the number type, decimal type, character type, boolean type. Okay, number type again, it is classified into four groups actually. Byte, short, int, long. Byte, short, int, long. What is the difference between them? I will show you here. You can see here. Primitive data types are divided into. There are total 8 groups. 8 groups. So once the primitive data type has been declared, its type can never change. Although in the most cases its value can change. These 8 primitive data types can be put into 4 groups. 4 groups. Integer type, byte, basically number type. In the number type, we have include 4 groups: byte, short, int, long, and byte. If you see here, byte is the 1 byte, and 8 bits. The range is 128.7 to 127. The default value is 0. And 1, 2 bytes, 4 bytes, and this is the 8 bytes. 8 bytes. 1 to 4 bits. So where we can mention here. Okay, this is the size. A short is the 2 bytes, and int is the 4 bytes. Long is the 8 bytes, 8 bytes, and this is the size. Byte with respect to byte 128 to 127, and short with respect to 32,000. Okay, and int size is this one, 214 something. Okay, and this is the number with respect to long. This is the range. This is the range. If you want to mention like phone numbers, account numbers, then we will mention. We will use as the long. Next, floating data types. In the floating data types, it includes double and float. Float have 4 bytes and double have 8 bytes. Okay, the default value for this one is 0. This one is 0.0f, and this is the 0.0d. Next, with respect to character data type is used to store the single character. Any single character, that might be the alphabet, that might be the character, that might be the special character, we can store using the char data type. Char data type will occupy the 2 bytes of memory. When we storing the data type into the char data type, single quotes is mandatory. Single quotes is mandatory. Okay, this is with respect to character, and this is the char data type is the 2 bytes. 2 bytes. Boolean data type, it is used to store the true or false values only, and it will occupy 1 bit memory, and note 8 bits equal to 1 byte. Default value for the boolean is false. Value for the false. So variable declaration meaning defining variable with type. Defining variable with the type. Variable initialization meaning storing the value into variable. Storing the value into variable. Okay. So based on the data type, you can write the program. I will write one program on the data types, and then I will show you. So anywhere you can take one folder. So in my case, I am taking folder in my Java folder. I'm creating new file. So simply click on the new and mention a text document, and where I can mention demo.java. Okay, this is the file which I created, and simply I'm opening the file, and the class name for this one is public class demo, and from here to here this is the scope of the class, and public static void main. Okay, string aux. From here to here this is the scope of the main method, and so we are taking the first I am writing the program with respect to number type. So here I would like to take first byte, right, byte data type, byte age equal to, I'm mentioning some 20. Okay, and I can take sub statement system.out.println. Here I can mention, I can do the concatenation. The age of the person is age. Okay, this is with respect to byte. So I can do the same with respect to short. So here I can mention like as the short, and here ID, the person ID. The same variable name I will mention here, person ID, and age of person is next. Here I could mention person number. Okay, I'm giving the number like this, and here also I can mention. Okay, here long. Okay, person account number. Person account number, and here actually I can mention account number of the person is something. Okay, so here I can mention like this is the number. I would like to mention the number like this. Okay, this is the account number, and this is with respect to number type. Now where we can write with respect to double and character, right? We can write float account balance equal to float f equal to, we will write like this, like 0.05 f like that, 0.5 f like that. Okay, so if you want to print this one, how we can print? System.out.println, and here you can mention the value of float value is f. I can mention like this. Okay, with respect to double with respect to double d equal to some account balance. So basically account balance will mention like this, account balance some 15,000 like that will mention 15,000. Okay, and you can print this one, system.out.println, and account balance is, you can mention the variable name, account balance account balance. This is clear. This is with respect to float and double. Now we have the char, right? Char data type is the char, and some name equal to. So whenever you are assigning the value to the char variable, so single quotation is mandatory, and it can able to store only single character. Single character. Okay, the same I am taking sysout statement system.println, and name is, here I would like to mention name, and I am saving this one. Next, you have the boolean, true or false. True or false. True or false. So boolean data type is boolean some value name equal to true. Then you can print that one. Name already you define the variable name, right? Name 2 equal to true. So system dot out dot println, you can print the value name 2. You will be get this as the output. So this is the program you can write with respect to print data types. I'm saving the file. Wherever file is available, you can go to the file location, compile the file java c demo.java. You can see here there is a error, where the error is. There are two errors. What are the two errors? You guys, can you please tell me? One error is line number one. Line number one is keyword. Second error is Second error is person. Person. Hmm, double. Double the car.
Hello.
Character కింద
Hello,
this
Krishna.
character. ఇదా
Hello.
ఇక్కడ ఏమైంది డాట్స్ అది స్ట్రింగ్
Hello.
మనం ఎలా నేర్చు. సో ఇక్కడ బేసిక్గా ఎర్రర్స్ మీరు ఎలా రిజాల్వ్ చేయాలంటే ఇక్కడ మీకు ఆల్రెడీ కంపైలర్ చెప్తుంది ఏం ఎర్రర్స్ అని. దెర్ ఆర్ 2 errors. One error is line number 1. Okay, second error is line number 70. Okay, in the line number 1, go to the line number 1. How you will go to the line number 1? So simply click on that, you will get the lines. Here, this is the lines. Line number 1, column 11. Column 11, wherever cursor, where exactly it is. At line number 1, column 11. So here, the first mistake is, this is the keyword. Always keyword should be the lower case. And next one is, that is the one error. Line number 70. Number is 2 dots. 13 is the number 2 dots, right? Then I am removing some number. So I am saving this one. So this is how we can resolve the errors. How we can resolve the issues. Okay, this is the compilation errors. Compilation, at the time of compilation, compiler is telling to you. Okay, you can fix that and then you can resolve the compilation errors. Okay. Now, there is a range. This is the range. This is the range. Maximum. This is the almost big number. This is the range. Okay. Java and demo.java. Maximum ఇదే ఇంతకు మించి పెద్దది ఏం వాడం ఇదే వాడతాం దానికన్నా పెద్దది వాడం ఇదే వాడతాం. So again it is throwing the error. Where the error 14, line number 14, and you cannot find the symbol person number. Go to the program line number 14. This is the this is the 14 only, right? Yeah. Now you can go and then compile the program. Yeah. Compile. Compilation done. Next run the program. Java demo.java. Java demo. Yeah, you can see here the age of person is 20. The ID of the person is 109 and the number of person is this one. So like this you can do the program on data types. Okay guys, next after that we have the concept that is the identifiers. So all Java component required names are used for classes, methods, variables and interfaces are called identifiers. Okay, identifier must follow the some rules. What are the rules? Rule number 1, only allow the characters identifiers. So the character should be A to Z, and you can use uppercase and you can use numbers, and only it can allow only dollars, that is dollar symbol and underscore. Okay, so you can see there are some naming combinations. If you can write like this, yes, that is valid. If you can write like this, this is also, this is Invalid. Why? Because in Java it can allow only dollar and underscore. Apart from these two symbols, if you want to use any other symbol, it won't allow. Why? Because so anybody in the industry, they should follow the same standards. They should follow the same standards. Okay, if you write like this is also invalid. Why? Because as according to the Java standards, only it allow only two symbols, dollar and underscore, dollar and underscore. Okay, this is not allowed. Next, age. If you write like this is valid. This is valid. Okay. Next, rule number two. Identifier should not start with the digit. Should not start with the digits. Okay. First letter should not be digit. If you write like this is invalid. Invalid. If you write like this is valid. This is also valid. But any identifier should not start with the number. Should not start with the digit. Okay. And rule number three. Okay, in Java we have the reserved words, and for identifiers we cannot use the reserved words. Like int is the predefined keyword, and again if you mention like as the byte as the variable name reserved words, this is invalid because byte is the reserved words. Okay, identifier names we cannot use as the reserved words. Reserved words. Okay, next spaces are not allowed. Okay, whenever you are giving the spaces in between the naming convention, this is not allowed. So make sure you should give the underscore. Underscore. Spaces are not allowed. Okay, if you write like this, that is invalid, and this is the valid. This is the valid. Okay. Identifiers in Java are the case sensitive. Case sensitive meaning this foo has one meaning, and this will be treated as somewhere has one meaning. This one has one meaning. They both are different as. So whenever you are giving the naming conventions, everything is matters. Okay, capitalization, okay, numbers, distance, everything is matters. Everything is matters. Okay, you have to follow the rules. There are 5 rules. Okay, this is with respect to identifiers. Next we have reserved words. In Java there are total 53 reserved words. Okay, and 50, they are divided into two categories. One is the keywords and second one is the reserved literals. Again, keywords is divided into two groups. One is used keywords and second one is unused keywords. There are 48 keywords used, so this will cover comes uh, going forward. We'll learn one by one. As of now, you can see all the keywords. With respect to data types, byte, short, char, int, long, float, these all are the predefined. Also, whenever we are writing the programs, so all predefined keywords should be in the lower case. All predefined keywords should be in the lower case. And this is control level, topic level keywords. If else, do, while, for, switch, case, default, break, continue, return, and modifiers level keywords. Public, private, protected, static, final, abstract, synchronized, and strict FP, native, transient, volatile, and exception handling level keywords, try, catch, finally, throw, throws, and asset, and class related keywords, package, import, class, interface, extends, implements, and object level keywords, super, this new instance of, and next, these are the some keywords are like void, enum, true, false, null, and this is the constant code. These are the keywords. Keywords are the predefined keywords. They already provided JDK for us, and every keyword has its own meaning. Okay, so directly we will use the predefined keywords on the program, and then we can implement the programs. We can implement the programs. Next, we have the naming conventions. Whenever we are writing the class, interface, variable, so there is some standard to write the naming conventions. So Java language follows some standards. Convention for the predefined packages, classes, and methods. Java language suggested Java programmers also follow the same standards. And following these standards, conventions are not mandatory but highly recommended. Okay, so anybody in the IT industry, they should follow the naming convention same like this only. Okay, so first with respect to class. Class name can contain number of words without spaces. Recommended to write every word first character should be in the uppercase. The syntax for this one is, for example, class name. With respect to class name, naming convention for the class name. If the class name contain number of words, demo mobile, then every word first character should be in the uppercase. Every demo mobile will. Okay, every word first character should be in the uppercase. This is the recommended approach. This is the recommended approach. So the same thing they are also saying. The same thing. Class name can contain number of words without spaces and recommended to write every word first character as a uppercase. Next, coding naming convention for the interface. So however we followed with respect to class, with respect to interface is also same. Like interface you can define with the interface keyword, and the naming convention for the interface mobile bill, and from here to here this is the scope of the interface. Next, coding convention for the variables. Variable name can contain number of words without spaces. Recommended to start with the name with the lower case, and if the variable name contain multiple words, then recommended to write first all characters in lower case, and from second word onwards every word first character should be in the lower case. For example, inside I want to declare the variable name. I want to declare the variable name. So I can declare the variable name like this. So enter person age. Enter person age. If you can see here, some I would like to mention some 20. There are two words. Okay. If variable name can contain number of words. If the variable name can contain number of words, first word all characters should be in the lower case, and from second word onwards, first character should be in the uppercase. First character should be in the uppercase. This is with respect to variable. And next we have the with respect to methods as well. So method name conventions can contain number of words, and if the method name can contain number of words, every word first character should be in the lower case, and from second word onwards, first character should be in the lower case, uppercase. Mobile bill, and method you can define with parenthesis. So that I will show you here. Method name. Next, coding conventions for the constants. Constants mean fixed values. The value will not change. It is the fixed. Recommended to write constant variable all characters in uppercase. If the constant variable contains multiple words, recommended to use underscore with the all uppercases. So this is the syntax. For example, constant values. If you want to mention constant values, int min age like 20. This is the constant value. If we can define like this. Next, packages. Package name can contain number of words without spaces. Recommended to use lowercase letters in the package names. If the package name contain multiple words, then we can use dot operator to separate. Java.lang package, and if I show you the document of Java, you can see here these all are the packages. How they given the name convention for the packages? Word word dot. So same way here also they mention like the same thing. Okay, package name can have number of words, and recommended to use only the lower case in the package names. If the package name contain multiple words, we will use dot operator. We will use dot operator. We will use dot operator. Okay. Next, we have the comments. So in Java, there are three types of comments: single line comment, multi-line comment, and document comment. So single line comment meaning, for example, if I want to compile this file, where I can mention this is the, you can assume this is the program. If you want to comment this program, then you can comment. This is single line. If you want to comment multiple lines, then you can comment like this: forward slash star and star forward slash. This is multi-line command. So in between you can comment multiple lines. And there is a document comments also. So we will create the documents. So at the time of document comments, we will use the document comments like this. Okay. So this is the theoretical part. Next, there is a topic that is string is the predefined class available in the java.lang package, and string is also data which is used to store the group of characters. These are the some strings. These are the some strings. Next, basically, you can read the data from the keyboard. Reading the data from the keyboard. There are three ways to read the data from the keyboard. In Java, we can read in three ways. One is scanner class, and the second one is buffered reader, and the third one is command line arguments. Command line arguments. Command line arguments. Okay. So scanner is the predefined class. Scanner is the predefined class. Scanner is the predefined class. Predefined class which is available in java.util package. Java.util package. Java.util package. The main purpose of scanner class, which is used to read the data from the keyboard, which is used to read the data from the keyboard, data from the keyboard. Keyboard. There are so many predefined methods. So where you can check the information about the scan class, there is a document. So any developer in the world, so they will come to the document, that is Java SE document, and this document I will be sharing the so this is the document. Okay, so any developer, Java developer, they will come to this document, and based on that only uh, they can implement their project. You can look for, there is a java.util package. This is the util package, and click on that, and scanner class. Go to the scanner class, and this scanner class has the methods. These are all the methods. These are the methods. Okay, now I can do what I do. I can create one file, and I can mention demo calculator. I'm taking example as the calculator. Dot Java. Okay, so public class calculator. From here to here, this is the scope of the class, and I would like to take the main method, public static void main method, and string. So inside I need to read the data by using scanner class. So I need to create the instance for the scan class, new scanner class, scanner sc equal to new scanner class, new scanner, and here you should mention system.in. We are taking the data into the system. Okay, and here also you need to import the package. Import java dot util dot scanner class. Okay, and here there where is the methods like sc dot next int method. It is used to read the values, integer values. Okay, so here I can mention system.out.println. Please enter please enter a value. Please enter value. Please enter first value, and that here I will be storing in some reference variable, and this data type is the int. Okay, the same thing I am doing with respect to p as well, and here I will be mentioned like as the p, and here please enter second value, and here I can do the concat. I can do the addition. Int result equal to a plus b. Okay, and again system.out.println the addition of two numbers is result. This is clear, guys, what I'm doing. I'm saving this one, and where I can go here and then I can compile the file java c calculator dot java and calculator. Please enter the first value. I am entering some 60, and please enter the second value. I am entering some 59. We are getting the value 119. Okay, this is the scanner class, the purpose of scan class. We are reading the value using scan class, and we are getting the value. This is the purpose of scan class. Okay, so you guys, you can do the program with respect to trade types is the one program, and with respect to scan class is the one program. Okay, so please do that one, and then